Hi everyone, Cody here. So you may not recognize it, but this is actually the ring that I made in my rock to ring video. However, recently Kenyon actually broke it and I tried unsuccessfully to fix it. I think what happened was that pure silver recrystallizes over time and therefore becomes soft and brittle. And I tried to melt it back together by heating, and then that caused it to be even worse, and I ended up going all the way around it with the torch. And you know what? At this point, I've decided just to put the whole thing in acid and start over. So there we go. I just put the ring in some dilute nitric acid right there. That should dissolve the silver away and leave the gold. It's actually kind of interesting how the gold area is turning black. It's because the gold is not soluble. Well, that's dissolving. I'm going to be making the wax blank that I'll be using as the mold to pour the silver into and make the ring. So I'm going to use a nickel as the outer diameter here, and the inner diameter, the diameter of her finger, is the same size as a mercury dime. So I'm going to use that. This is beeswax, by the way. So now the silver is all dissolved. All of the solid bits you see floating around in there should be gold, and the solution should contain all my silver. Excellent. So I've just washed and dried the gold, as you can see here, and transferred all of the silver into this jar right there. So now I'm going to transfer the gold into a little melting dish, just like so. And I'm going to add to it the gold that we panned up in Alaska. That'll make our gold bead a little bit larger. And now I'm going to take this and go put it into the furnace. There it goes. So here's the finished gold bead. As you can see, it's rather pretty. It's time to mount these two together. Something like that. Okay, so that's approximately what it's going to look like. The wax will be replaced with silver. However, in order to get the silver to flow down into the mold, I'm going to have to provide a way for air and other gases to escape the mold. So I'm going to put on a couple of vent tubes on the side, as well as one pour tube on the bottom. Now that I've got this set up on top of a little plastic dish, I've cut a piece of cardboard to go over it, and to fill in the space, I'm going to mix together some play sand here and some plaster of Paris. And there's my investment in all its thick, goopy, bubbly glory. So now let's put this down around the ring, just like this. Unlike last time, I've got a vacuum chamber. Now that the plaster's dried, I've removed the cardboard, and I'm going to put it inside of an oven to fully cure the plaster and to melt out the wax. Now to recover the silver, I'm going to add some hydrogen chloride to the solution. You can see that will drop out the silver chloride. Here we go. Then I'll wash the rest of the fluid out of this, convert the silver chloride to silver oxide, and then roast it into the furnace to produce the silver metal. Okay, so here's the silver metal that I just refined there, and here's the mold. As you can see, I've only got the one vent that is still available. I seem to have lost the other one, but that's why there was two. Now, the amount of silver that I had in the original ring was way not enough to fill that mold. So I've actually bulked it up with a little bit of extra silver that I've had from other experiments. And now I'm going to add a little bit of copper. And I've added just enough to make it roughly 10% copper by weight. Some of the copper will burn off in the process of casting, so it should end up being pretty close to sterling type alloy. So now I'm going to heat the mold up, and then I'm going to melt the metal, and then hopefully I'll be able to pour it into the mold and have it make a nice ring. Alright, I believe we're just about ready. Pull this out. Yeah, that's some nice looking silver. Nice and runny. 2000 degrees Fahrenheit. Did it all go in? I hope so. Okay, it's time to see if we were successful. Let's give this a whack, see what we got. Try to crack it in a nice straight pattern. Okay. Does that look like a ring to you? Looks like a ring to me. Oh yeah. That's perfect. You notice the silver is not really silver color. That's because I've added the copper to it. And the copper oxidizes. But one thing about it is the copper actually absorbs oxygen from the silver, so you don't get those oxygen bubbles like I do casting the pure silver. So there's the ring after I've cleaned it up a little bit. As you can see, it's taken quite a nice shine, even though I probably could shine it quite a bit more. The gold bead is sort of hard to see in this light, but it's definitely there. The silver has welded right to it, just as I wanted, which is excellent. As you can see, the band on the ring has a bit of a twist in it there. That was a defect in the cast. There was a couple of bubbles there. And I decided to actually just leave it and file them out and kind of give it that little S curve in it there. And I think that seems to work pretty okay. But at any rate, the copper will keep the silver from softening over time. It will tarnish a little bit more, but it shouldn't be too difficult to keep clean. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you next time.